You used to laugh and joke with your friend every day, but now they're cancelling plans, avoiding people, and saying things like, "I can't cope." Maybe they've had a panic attack, or they're constantly messaging you for reassurance. You want to help, but it's getting overwhelming. In this video, we'll explore what anxiety really is, how to support a friend who's struggling, and when to get help from a trusted adult or professional. I'm Dr. Marianne, a clinical psychologist, and this is Asking for a Friend. Anxiety doesn't always look how you might expect. Some people may be visibly panicked, shaking, crying, even hyperventilating. Others might get quiet. They might cancel plans, avoid school, or constantly check in with you whether everything's okay between the two of you or in your friendship circle. They might ask you to double check their homework, or they might even do things like asking you to check whether they've got anything on their face or their clothes. They might complain of headaches, stomach aches, or say that they just can't face things. One thing's for sure, anxiety can make life feel too big, too loud, and just too much. Why it's hard for friends too. When someone you care about is anxious, it can be exhausting, especially if they lean on you a lot. You might feel pressure to always respond, always comfort, and always fix it. You might even start to feel nervous checking your phone, wondering if there'll be another message, or maybe even if something bad has happened. Anxiety is complicated, but it is still your job to be their friend and not their therapist. You're allowed to have your own life and priorities too. That doesn't make you a bad friend. It's okay to want to do other things, spend time with other people, or just have a break, especially if the friendship is feeling heavier than it used to. What you can say. If your friend opens up about what they're feeling, here's some things that you could say. "Thanks for telling me. That sounds really hard." Or even just, "I'm here and I'm listening." You might find that they start to seek your approval that things are okay, and that's called reassurance. That might include them asking things like, "Are you annoyed at me?" Or, "Do you think I'll fail?" It's okay to say something like, "I get why you're worried, but this sounds like anxiety. I don't think it's a fact." Sometimes having had that conversation with them beforehand can be really helpful as well, so that they know that you're trying your best to help them by giving them that response. Helping someone to sit with the feeling, to tolerate a little bit of discomfort rather than silence it, can be really important. You don't need perfect words, you just need to stay kind. And try not to jump in with solutions straight away. And do bear in mind that you are their friend, not their therapist. Reassurance and the anxiety loop. It's natural you want to make your friend feel better, but actually constantly reassuring them can make their anxiety worse in the long run. That's because ultimately reassurance never actually reassures, and any reassurance we do offer starts to lose its impact over time. As a result, we know that it's often quite likely that it won't be too long before someone is back checking in again. And actually it's probably helpful for us to talk about OCD here too, obsessive compulsive disorder. And what we know in psychology is that the people around someone suffering with OCD, that might be friends, it might be family, those that are being asked for that reassurance might actually be perpetuating that anxiety, keeping it going. So something that feels like a kindness can actually be part of the problem too. When to get adult help. If your friend's anxiety is stopping them from eating, from sleeping, going to school, or doing any of the other things that they usually enjoy, it's time to speak to an adult. And if they're having panic attacks regularly or saying things like they don't think life is worth living, please don't carry that on your own either. You're not trained to deal with this, and you don't have to be. It's not your job. Start by talking to a parent, teacher, school counsellor, or GP, basically a trusted adult. And of course, you might feel worried about betraying your friend's trust, but please know that reaching out for help could ultimately be the kindest thing you can do. What professional support might look like. Professional support for anxiety can include cognitive behavioural therapy, or CBT. This can help people challenge anxious thoughts and find new ways to cope. Compassion-focused therapy, or CFT. This is especially useful if there's a lot of self-criticism or shame. Eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy, also called EMDR. This is a type of therapy that helps to process trauma, and this can be especially useful if the anxiety started after something sad, traumatic, or overwhelming. And medication is sometimes considered even for under 18s too. That is considered when the anxiety is feeling really intense, or if it's meaning that somebody is placing themselves or others at risk. Medication is also sometimes considered if some of the talking therapies are not working in the way that we would have hoped. This is always something that's prescribed by your GP. If you hear that your friend is starting to self-medicate, even using things that might seem like over-the-counter medications, please do let a trusted adult know, because what people don't always realise is that there can be black market medications which are incredibly dangerous to people's health. And last but not least, when there's high levels of anxiety, sometimes it leads to somebody going down a neurodevelopmental assessment for autism or ADHD. Sometimes you knowing the treatment options available can help to talk through that with your friend and to make things feel a little bit less scary. And actually, it's really common to think that entering mental health services is going to be really scary, but it's going to be people like me who care about easing the distress in your friend and want things to be better and different for them in the long run. Looking after your mental health. It's really amazing that you care so much about your friend, but we do need to make sure that you are okay too. Supporting someone with anxiety can be draining. Take breaks, do things you enjoy, and let someone know what's going on if it's weighing on you, because you matter too. You don't need to be an expert. Just being a kind, steady, and supportive friend can make a big difference. And if you are feeling overwhelmed by everything that's happened, then I'm sorry to hear that, but support is out there and available for you and for your friend. Check the details on screen for really useful sources of support. And if this content has resonated with you or you have ideas for future content, I'm listening. Please drop me a comment. Like and subscribe for more, and thanks for watching. Thank you for being so kind. Don't forget to be kind to yourself too.